But the story that's breaking at this moment, the Supreme Court now likely to hear the State Bank of India's application to postpone the deadline for giving electoral bonds to Monday. That's next week. Remember, the State Bank of India had a deadline of today, which it has missed. It was supposed to give the Election Commission, the donor, the details of all those who had given electoral bonds that were then, of course, cashed in by political parties. The State Bank of India has now sought an extension till the 30th of June. Remember, elections, general elections are scheduled next month, and the code of conduct could come into force in a week. So questions being raised. Why is the State Bank delaying the issue? But what will the Supreme Court do? First, let's go straight across to our Law Today editor, Nalini Sharma joins me. Nalini, ball in the Supreme Court's court. They seem to now be deferring the matter to the 11th of March. Is that the earliest? Therefore, we will know whether the State Bank of India will be pushed to give details of electoral bonds before elections are announced.
Well, Rajdeep, important rider, this is a tentative date that has been published on the Supreme Court website for the hearing of SBI's application. It is possible that it might be taken up at an earlier date or even a later date if that's what the registry and the Chief Justice of India, who is the master of the roster, decides. But at the same time, right now, the website, the Supreme Court website, has released a tentative date of the 11th of March for the hearing of this application. It remains to be seen what happens. But the reason why the application has not been able to be heard by the Supreme Court so far is because 3 of the 5 judges who were part of the electoral bonds bench are actually right now involved hearing another case that is being heard by a 9-judge bench. So they're part of that bench that has been hearing the matter related to tax and royalty for minors that has been going on for the past few days, which is why it's not been able to constitute the 5-judge bench that had heard the electoral bonds case. So it remains to be seen how early that bench can be constituted and this application can be taken up. But for now, the Supreme Court website, the tentative date shows is 11th of March, as has been reported by our reporter Kanu Sarda.